Susan won the lottery today, which will pay an annual perpetuity of X with the first payment 5 years from today. Perpetuity has present value 100,000 based on annual effective interest rate of 1% for the first 10 years and 5% thereafter. Calculate X. So here, the interest rate is different over different periods. For the first 10 years, it's 1%. And this therefore will apply to the payments that happen at times 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And remember, we would like to bring all those back to the present. And therefore, we are coming back from these times, and therefore these all undergo an interest rate of 1% when you pull them back. And we start at 5 because that's when the first payment happens. The first payment happens at times 5, as mentioned in the problem. And let's call the present value of these first set of 6 payments as P1. Now we can use the annuity immediate formula on these 6 payments, and the formula will give their present value at time 4, which is one period before this, and then we can pull that back through 4 periods through the basic interest formula. But since there are just 6 payments, I will just do brute force here and find the present value of each of these. So the first one would be X times 1.01 to the negative 5, because each payment is X. So the value of the first payment, which happens at time 5, will be X times 1.01 to the negative 5. Similarly, second one will be X times 1.01 to the negative 6, and so on, up to X times 1.01 to the negative 10. And all these add up to 5.56934X. And then the value of payments that happen at time 11 onwards, if then that's a perpetuity. So if we start counting from the payment that happens at time 11, and then we know that perpetuity immediate formula gives us the value 1 period before the first payment. So if the first payment that we're considering is at time 11, then if we use the X over I formula, remember from for these payments that happen time 11 onwards, the reason why we would first like their value at time 10 is that from 10 onwards, the interest rate is 5% from time 10 onwards. And so when you bring the values of all these through the present value formula of the X over I, you will have to use the I of 0.05 here. So the value of payments at times 11, 12, and so on at time 10 will be X over 0.05. And we need to bring this value from time 10 to time 0. But when you bring it from time 10 to time 0, then the interest rate that's involved in that period is 1%. So you will multiply this by 1.01 to the negative 10 to bring it from time 10 to time 0. And so you get the present value of this stream of payments, 11, 12, and so on, to be 18.10574X. The total present value will be the sum of these two. We broke down basically the payments into the first 10 payments and thereafter. So when we sum the two present values, we get the total present value, which in the problem is told to us to be 100,000. So P1 plus P2 needs to be 100,000. And then we substitute P1 from here and P2 from here. And we get this equation. And from this equation, X comes out to be 4224. That's choice B.